Post Malone's music made him a very rich man, but while you'd expect him to buy a $3 million Bugatti Chiron, he just made a bizarre purchase that changed a supermarket cashier's life.
Probably the dumbest thing, not dumbest, but like most irresponsible use of my money I've ever experienced. I bought a $2 million Magic the Gathering card.
Wow.
And a guy in Toronto, his name's Brooke, he's an absolute fucking legend. I don't know exactly how much he wants me to share. It literally is like Willy Wonka's fucking
golden ticket.
Yeah, man.
Malone may have face tattoos and a $1.6 million diamond grill, but he's not your typical rapper. His music can be very emotional, and he plays guitar like Bob Dylan.
But don't think twice, that's alright.
So it's not shocking that he'd be really into a nerdy card game called Magic the Gathering. He loves it so much, the company named one of their cards after him, and he paid $800,000 for a rare Black Lotus card.
And the way that it works, it's like chess. It's just it's a game of nuance. It's the best game ever created.
Really?
Ever created.
Wow.
Yep, in history.
But the holy grail of cards was announced in early 2023. Magic the Gathering, or MTG, would partner with the Lord of the Rings franchise for a special series. A limited number of packs would be released, but one of them would contain their most valuable card ever, the One Ring card. It featured the mythical ring and J.R.R. Tolkien's fictional language in gold foil etching, the only one of its kind, with the potential to command millions of dollars on the market. In the past, trading cards have gone for hundreds of thousands of dollars, but only a limited number have broken the $1 million mark. The highest recorded sale for a trading card, at least for now, belongs to a mint condition Japanese Pokemon card known as Pikachu Illustrator. Originally distributed to 39 art contest winners in 1998, this card currently appraised at a staggering $5.2 million. So, as you might have guessed, being the only one of its kind, the One Ring card was bound to be in pretty high demand. It was not only appealing to MTG fans, but also the broader audience of Lord of the Rings. So how did Post Malone get his hands on it? Well, the set was pre-released on June 16th. Dedicated Magic player Brooks Trafton pre-ordered one box and planned to pick it up the next day. But he woke up early and had a strange feeling he should get his pack first thing in the morning. So he made his way to Toronto's face-to-face games and waited outside for the store to open. After picking up his one box, Brooke asked the staff about extras on the off chance they had some. Luckily, there were 8 boxes unspoken for, so we bought 2 of them and went back home. And honestly, Trafton was barely aware of the One Ring card's existence, let alone the hundreds of thousands of dollars collectors had already put up as a bounty. A few months before the pre-release, Dan Bach, a well-known collector, put a $100,000 bounty on the card. But David Adams upped the offer, announcing they'd pay out $1 million. Then, a gaming store in Spain offered $2.1 million. But Trafton wasn't expecting anything special. He was coming off a run of really bad luck anyway. His mom had just died of cancer. He felt stuck in his job as a 36-year-old retail worker. So he opened his original one pre-order box and found nothing extraordinary. Then the second box, same results. But halfway into his last box, he noticed a card, elvish writing, etched in gold foil. One of One Ring was written in the lower left-hand corner. He was instantly filled with adrenaline as he realized he had just found the One Ring card. He immediately shared a video on social media, and in the video, viewed by nearly 4 million people now, Trafton's hands are shaking as he inspects the card and says, "Look what I found, let's go." So all he's got to do is call up Post Malone and cash in. But actually, it wasn't that easy. First, he called the store he bought it from, asking how to get it authenticated. He said, "Guys, I just pulled the One Ring card from your store," and they hung up. Thought it was a prank. So he called back and said, "I know this sounds crazy, but I'm serious." So he sent the card off to get officially authenticated. The best authentication company gave it a 9 out of 10 rating, which is ironic because the card was just unboxed. Then he asked for advice, and his family and friends told him to put it in a safe and connected him with a law firm. They asked him what he planned to do with the card. Offers were already pouring in. People knew his story. A retail worker with 2 jobs living paycheck to paycheck. This card would change his life. But Trafton's response? I need a meeting with Post Malone. And that wasn't random. Post is famous for his music and his love for Magic the Gathering. Post set the record for the most expensive MTG card ever purchased when he bought a Black Lotus card for $800,000 in 2022. He is so into MTG. He has official cards named after him, including Post the Enchanter. His favorite pastime is playing MTG with friends. It's the one thing that kept Malone grounded after all his success. A lot of his music is about the downside of being rich and famous. You always see this super fucking hackney in the movies where the guy gets all this money and at the end of the day, he's in the house all alone. That always struck a chord with me. But even though Brooke Trafton wasn't rich or famous, Magic the Gathering kept him grounded too. So he wanted to sell the card to someone who loved the game like him. Trafton knew if Malone was the buyer, the card would actually see life. Other bidders planned to keep it locked in a safe and wait for it to gain more value. So Trafton's lawyer tried to get in contact with Malone and failed. It turns out it's not that easy to get in touch with a worldwide celebrity. So over the next couple of weeks, they made plans to sell the card to some other collector. His dream of selling to Post Malone was dead. But there were tons of collectors putting up millions. Then one day, while Trafton was at work, his lawyer called and said, drop everything. Malone just responded and wants to meet you tonight at a concert. But one catch, he has shown zero interest in buying the card, and the meeting might last for about 30 seconds. So Trafton decided, okay, I can't sell him the card, but it would be awesome just to nerd out with Post Malone about MTG. So when the two finally met on the main stage, he told Malone, I wanted you to be able to appreciate this. Trafton also opened up about the recent loss of his mom, his adjustment to middle age and retail, and what a game changer the sale of the card would eventually be to his life. So Malone asked, did you bring the card? Sure enough, he had snuck it in past security into the venue. As Trafton carefully opened the case, he says, as soon as he saw the card, Malone said, yes. I said, pardon? Like, what do you mean? He's like, yes, I will take this card. Trafton was shocked. Not only would he get a life-changing amount of money, the card would go to someone who loved the game just as much as he did. Trafton shared clips of the meetup on TikTok and X. It was later confirmed the agreed-upon price was a little over $2 million, $2.65 million to be exact. Trafton decided to invest the money, keep his job, and retire at age 55 with the returns. Since the deal, Malone has posted a video of him on TikTok actually playing with the $2 million card. Trafton says he wouldn't be surprised if he let other people take pictures with it. It's going to see life. It's going to be out there as opposed to sitting in someone's fancy collection for no one to see. Post Malone was the only person he wanted to have that card.